What is up, guys? So I'm starting off this tutorial by placing the dome cap on the canvas head. So I'm just going to let it sit pretty. If you want to use this method, please place the cap on the canvas head like I did. While watching, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notification. And right now what I'm doing is I'm just pinning down the nape area, and your dome cap should sit like this on your canvas head. And today I'll be having this hair from my brand, of course, Alola Express hair. Now I'm placing the frontal about 3 inches in front of the wig cap. So I'm going to pin it down in front to secure the frontal. I'm also going to pin it back behind, stretch both ends and pin them down so that our frontal can be secured. So I didn't bleach the frontal because I'm eventually going to color the entire hair, so there was really no need for me to bleach it. So I'm just going to pack the hair up so it doesn't, get in the way of our sewing. So I'm just going to pin it, and when all of this is done, you should, have this look at the end. Now starting off with the sewing, I didn't sew where the pin is, so the pin can still secure the frontal. So I'm going to remove the pin and start sewing from there and continue sewing. Make sure you sew and you tie your knots very well so that your frontal can be secured. Now what I would advise you to do is to mark where you'll be putting the tracks. I'd have used a white marker but didn't have, and so I had to improvise with my foundation. And since I would eventually color the hair, it was okay for me to use my foundation. Pay attention to the fact that I'm not making this a straight line. It's kind of a C, yeah, like a curve. So that is what you want to do, not a straight line. This is pretty much the blueprint of your wig, as you don't want to sew too far apart or too close. Trust me, you can't go wrong with this method at all. I'm going to start sewing. So here I had to pin down so I can save myself the stress of holding down the weave all the time. At this point, don't forget to first sew through the weft, then continue through the weave. I have more details as regards this on my first video on how to make a closure wig. So when I get to the end of that track, I'm going to cut it and sew through the weft and double tie the knot so I'm sure my hair doesn't pull, like it is not going nowhere. Some people don't like to cut, but I say as a beginner, my sister, please cut to avoid bumps that you can't control. So just repeat the process on each line. So guys, this is the final track, and I make sure to sew close to the frontal or even attach it to the frontal, so when you brush your hair you don't get any gaps or get any kind of bumps. Now that we are done, you're gonna have to cut off the excess cap. Please be extremely careful not to cut on your threading, because that's just going to, you know, ruin the whole process. Like, you've just literally wasted your time. This is the end result, guys. Hope this video was helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe.